Hi there, my name's Ron Myers from the Consulting Room, the UK's largest and most established cosmetic information website. My team and I are always excited to review the latest aesthetic technologies, and over the last 20 years I've been lucky enough to travel to medical conferences around the world and have witnessed the launch of Botox, dermal fillers and lasers for hair removal and skin rejuvenation, all of which have gone on to become established treatments used by millions of men and women around the world. So today I'm going to look at the latest cosmetic innovation for a common problem that affects all of us. It's called miraDry and has already been used by 40,000 people worldwide to manage the daily issue of underarm sweat and odour. So, how am I going to put this to the test? Well, we're going to do a good old-fashioned before and after. We're keen cyclists here at the Consulting Room, and at the moment I'm training for our annual charity cycle challenge, so it seems like a good time to demonstrate my normal levels of sweating and then compare it with my results after treatment. It's very rare that any of us talk about sweat and the best way to control it. After all, it's natural that we sweat to cool the body when we exercise or are too hot. Most of us keep unwanted sweat at bay using antiperspirants, which contain ingredients including aluminium chlorohydrate or similar aluminium-based chemicals to block up the sweat glands. Alternatively, we use deodorants to mask any associated smell. However, not everyone finds these to be effective enough for their needs. And what's more, an increasing number of people have concerns about using chemical-based products on a daily basis, with some individuals experiencing rashes caused by certain brands. miraDry is a very different approach to managing sweat, and that's why it caught my attention. So, after a period of exercise, you can see that I'm sweating all over, including actually under my arms, even though I'm wearing an antiperspirant. I'm booked in for a miraDry treatment soon, and the plan is to then repeat the same level of exercise to see whether or not the treatment lives up to its promises. miraDry works in a similar way to laser hair removal technology, in that it uses energy generated by a device to heat and eliminate unwanted structures in the skin. So I'm halfway through my treatment here at Medizen, and it's certainly been a lot more comfortable than I originally expected. There are a few occasions where there's a little bit of a sort of a hot spot, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. The miraDry handpiece carefully delivers heat energy to the area where the sweat glands are found and eliminates them. Sweat glands do not grow back, and clinical studies indicate an 80% measurable and permanent reduction in sweat and associated odour. So here I am at the gym, 3 months after I had miraDry treatment. I'm not wearing any antiperspirant at all, and I'm going to exercise as hard as I can to see if I can still sweat under my arms. So, after about 20 minutes of exercise, as you can see, I'm kind of sweating from about everywhere else, but sort of except here. So as you can see, for me at least, I don't think I'm going to need to wear antiperspirants ever again. According to miraDry, patients in the US reported very comparable results to my own. These photos were taken after a similar experiment where the left underarm was treated whilst the right underarm remained untreated. Because this is a relatively new treatment, we asked Professor of Dermatology Tony Chu for his thoughts on miraDry and any common misconceptions or concerns that people have about stopping their underarm sweat.
You don't actually need the underarm sweating at all. It's just a nuisance, and because it's triggered by sympathetic nerves, so it will be triggered by anxiety, by stress, by all sorts of other things. You often pour sweat from the armpits when you don't need to physiologically. So no, getting rid of your sweat under your arms is completely safe, can't do any harm at all.
It's been over 5 months now since my treatment, so what do I think? Well, the most notable result is that I no longer feel the need to wear an antiperspirant on a daily basis anymore. And so from my perspective, the results and I think the evidence behind the treatment are impressive. So if you're someone who suffers from more underarm sweat and odour than you'd like, or if a permanent alternative to spray-on sounds appealing, then you may want to learn more about the treatment and explore what miraDry treatment centres are available near you.